Nice.
Welcome back, baby. Our Q&A with Steele and myself, Christy. We're gonna
Yeah.
tell a couple stories and see where this episode takes us.
These glasses look pretty goofy. They're my reading glasses. I could take them off, but and I can't see
Yeah, I can't see far away,
most
so
of
I
them.
gotta wear these glasses.
But they're real glasses.
Yeah, they're real.
These aren't real. They're
They're
reading
reading
glasses.
glasses. You can see. I mean, you got to be able to read. What, on a computer or books?
Yeah, on a computer and a book. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. I was thinking, you know what I was thinking about today?
what's that?
The difference between risk taking when you're young, not even risk taking, just going through a lot of trouble for something that you want when you're young
Yeah,
versus now.
yeah.
So when I was coaching at Gardner Webb like my first or second year, so I'm like 22 or 23, I would come home for Christmas. We get like a couple weeks at Christmas, and for 14 days straight, I would get up at 3:30 and not on Sundays because you weren't allowed to hunt on Sundays. I would get up at 3:30, throw my dog in a truck, drive an hour to a public duck blind, and out of all those days, I probably killed like two ducks. But I kept getting up at 3:30, and the chances after a little while, I should have figured out, but I didn't give a shit. I was gonna go because I was so into it, and now I'd be like, hey, I'm out. I ain't gonna kill nothing. You know what I mean? Is it worth? Problem is, I start going. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for one duck? You know what I mean?
Because of sleep now or what?
No, the worth it versus not worth it.
Okay.
What you deem worthwhile and what you deem like I still love hunting more than anything in the world, but now I think about it and I would be like, uh, you're probably not gonna kill nothing, so let's find a different place or whatever, or it's not even worth it, that kind of thing.
Well, do you
But when
go and
you're
find
young,
another
I don't
place?
give a shit. One duck is worth all that when you're young. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know why either.
yeah. But like I took jobs where I lost money,
Yep.
you know,
Well,
never did
you're figuring everything out.
never did the smart thing though. So you always wonder, are you better off learning that shit by yourself? Or are you or so I didn't have any advice. I didn't have any advice.
I
So
think it's better to learn it young.
yeah, in my early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah. Not by yourself. I mean, everybody, most of the time people have somebody or,
I know.
friends and all this kind of stuff, but like to do it young in your 20s, what else are you supposed to do? It's supposed to be an adventure. How else are you supposed to find out where you're going to settle in on?
Yeah. But like I coached for like 4 or 5 years and I only made like $6,000 a year. So
Yeah.
no right-minded person would say, you know, go get a job for $6,000 a year. That was the most I got paid, was $6,000 a year, and I was a defensive line coach and the strength coach, and in
Yeah.
charge of all the fields, and in charge of all the fields. So no
Would
right-minded person looking at that would say, "Yeah, man, go for that shit. Be miserable." But I loved it. I'm saying,
you were obsessed and passionate about it. It's what you
yeah,
love
no
to do. So
question.
like you go do it. You go do it. There was nothing in your way. And like you have these conversations with some kids now and they're like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, I got to be a basketball guy, I got to be a football guy. And it's like you have nothing but work rate. You go where you can coach, and then that's it. So in my mind I'm like, you're not obsessed with it, you're obsessed with something else, but it's
Right.
not the job and coaching itself. Like that's not it.
Yeah,
But that's a small percentage of people like who are like, I'm doing the thing. Like when I said I read The Truth by You, this article you wrote, everybody go
I thought
read
it
it.
was
No, it was the
interview on
truth.
Elite.
No, it
The
was the
truth.
truth.
Okay,
It was the truth. I read it and I said, I'm gonna go work for that man.
one
And
day.
then one day, and I was a sophomore. No, yeah, I was my freshman summer after college, or in my freshman year of college. I'm gonna go work for him. So everything I did,
That's when you read it.
yeah,
Damn, I'm old.
yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
old. You're old.
Yeah.
And I was like, everything I did, I asked the strength coach that I was with at Winthrop. I was like, what I got to do to be a strength coach? And I emailed you, did the whole thing, and I was like, I'm working for him. And everything I did was like beeline, straight to UPenn, you know.
When you emailed me, you hadn't graduated yet?
No, it was in the middle of the summer. I was like, I want to come work for you. And you're like, who are you? I got an internship. I said, I want a job. You don't, you said, I got to find these emails. You don't have any experience. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to come work for you. Yeah, yeah.
And so, but you went to Charlotte and you went other places.
Yeah, there was like 6 years in between, six or 7 years. And I was like, I'm going to UPenn. I'm working for Jim Steele. I'm going to UPenn. I'm working for Jim Steele.
Wow.
You become obsessed. I mean, that's what you should do.
Why
Like,
you want
how
to work
fun
for
is
me?
that?
Why, hey, why'd you want to work for me?
I think it was the article and then like the
No, but I
listing.
said something in the article you liked. It was simple, right?
Yeah, everything about everything I read was like everything was very simplistic. Like there was no fluff. It was just like this is what it is. Here's the deal. That whole stuff. Like it was
Yeah.
just very
You got to
simple.
get to
Like
the deal.
get strong. Okay. Yeah.
Get to
Yeah.
the
It's
deal
easy
right
for my
away.
brain to wrap around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never understood all that stupid shit people do, man.
Well, because it always comes back to like the bottom. Get strong.
You know, it's funny. I talk to Phil Wagner all the time, my buddy, and Phil really well. And I'll be like, I'll be like, so should he stretch it? And he'll be like, I mean, he can. It won't do him any good, but he can. And I'll say, so what about massage, ultrasound, all these modalities? And he's like, great, great.
Do it.
Do it as much as they want. He can do it as much as he wants. It's not going to help anything, but he can do it if he wants to waste some time, watch some TV while he does something stupid, So then I'll say, well, what's the answer? And he'll be like, well, just get stronger. You know,
Yeah.
you know, uh, he had a kid he's training, and kid was, just was nothing when he started, just nothing. Couldn't even do the bar. And now, he's squatting, doing the right thing, eating beef and all that shit. And parents think you're a freaking genius. You're not a genius. It's a tried and true. If we don't look back at the history and what worked in this kind of stuff, we're
Hmm.
stupid. It's been working since freaking Eugene Sandow started lifting weights,
Yeah. Yeah.
eat and lift. Anyway, I'm glad we have that not stupidity of youth, but and you
Nah,
said,
you really.
and it's funny because I say, well, I didn't have anybody give me advice or anything. I get, yeah, I did. I didn't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Like if my dad would have said, don't go back to college because you're losing $10,000 in salary and you're already broke. I would have been like, if he would have said that to me, I would have been like, okay, dad, and then done it anyway. Because
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in high school. I didn't want, I mean,
Right.
I'd already checked out. As soon as that lady, one of the mothers came to practice trying to cuss me out. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. And then my ex-wife crying in the stands because people heckling me uh, as a defensive coordinator because I wouldn't play his pussy ass kid because his kid sucked. I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to put your kid out there when he sucks and we lose, but your kid plays, you drunken fool. So anyway, he was cussing, he was heckling me in this, and I was about 312 at the time. Listen to this. I was powerlifting at the time. So he's all drunk and shit. And my wife's crying. I said, what happened? What happened? She's like, oh, this guy, Mr. Such and such, and he was saying this about you, and then he wouldn't stop and all that shit. And I was like, oh, really? And so I was like, Mr. whatever, Mr. Smith, what's going on? And I positioned myself perfectly to elbow him right in the fucking temple, man, as hard as I freaking could. And of course, he was non-committal. I was cussing him out. I was basically cussing him, saying, trying to inflame the situation without me throwing the first punch. And of course,
Oh,
he couldn't do anything. The funny thing was, he comes up to the defensive back coach, who's my friend, and says, where's Steele or something. He's looking for me. Oh, no. He says, you guys blew the game or whatever. And my buddy goes, talk to Steele because I'm the coordinator. But anyway,
yeah. Yeah.
so he didn't do nothing. But the principal didn't come over, nothing. So, but he didn't do nothing. He was a pussy, but he was just, like wobbling and shit. But I was like, yeah, you made my wife cry, man. So it's on, what do you want to do? If you want to go, let's go. But he didn't want none. Then I heard he was abusive to the kid on the team, and the kid ended up beating his dad's ass later on
Wow.
down the road. Oh, Florida's
Wow.
messed up, man. Florida's messed up. Florida's crazy.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
kind of crazy shit from the fire ants eating your. So I was sitting, I didn't know what a fire ant was. Like in Maryland, man. And North Carolina, there's no fire ants where I like it was in North Carolina. I don't know if there's any by you. Maybe there is. But I'm on the practice field and I'm like, what the freak is that? What is up my legs, man? And Jason Watson, you remember Jason came to visit us?
Yeah,
He's like, hey, coach, you standing in a mound of fire ants. I mean, they eat your ass up. They eat
yeah, I've never been bit by them.
There's everything that's poisonous lives in Florida, man. They had those pygmy rattlesnakes. One of the rattlesnakes bit a little dog on the back, and all the skin and fur on the back of the dog rotted off.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was
yeah.
crazy when I was there. It was crazy when I was there. There was crazy stuff happening. The lady who was our athletic director, her father killed a lady in cold blood and jealous rage. And yeah, yeah,
Your high school?
yeah. High school, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. Central
Wow,
Florida, Central.
wow.
It was crazy. I was there 2 years. Yeah, we're pretty good. We made the playoffs and shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the high school thing. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about?
Uh, you were talking about being young and
Yeah, all that shit. Like all that shit. Like you think about stuff, but when you're young and you're hungry, you don't even think. You just, I mean, you think a little bit, but it didn't matter. I was just hard headed. I just
yeah,
wanted the coach anyway. Right.
yeah, yeah.
So did you make every good decision? So you came dependent part time, you weren't making any money
And I was making 13, but my first job was 10,000. And then so when I got the UPenn job, I was like, I got a raise. I got 13
living in Philly.
living in Philly.
Wait,
Yeah.
how did you make that?
Credit cards,
See, that's dedication. So see, kids today would be like, I'm not doing that.
credit cards, credit cards. I got to coach, live in a city for a little bit, which is fun when you're that young, living in a city, but now I want to be in the country.
You had a roommate, right?
No, no, uh-uh. No roommate.
I can't remember. I
I
remember you got towed the first day you were there.
Yeah, I got
I
towed.
said, Chrissy, don't park there. You're gonna get towed.
I didn't listen.
It happens so fast in Philly, man.
$125 to get them off the truck.
There goes everything.
There
That's
you
half
go.
salary. I remember walking past you. You were sitting on the curb. I said, what happened? He said, I got towed, man. I said,
Well, it was crazy because that same day I'm I had drove up from Kentucky and I had the U-Haul and I got on Craigslist and looked for an apartment. And when the apartment looked bigger than what it was, so when I pulled up, I had the 17-foot U-Haul, and the guy, he was like, "All right, you ready to sign the lease?" And we walked upstairs, and I was like, "I can't fit half of this stuff in here," and
oh,
I was
shit.
like, "Well," I was like, "I can't sign this lease, man. I got to go find somewhere else to live." So then for I think like 3 days, I lived in I wanted the King of Prussia because I needed to get like out of the city
Yeah.
and went to King of Prussia and parked the U-Haul and stayed in a hotel until I was able to find a bigger
No
apartment.
way. You didn't tell me any of this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You were hungry, man. That took some. So you left Morehead State
Yep.
and you had it was a U-Haul truck or was it a U-Haul?
It was a U-Haul. It's like the moving trucks. 17 foot. Yeah, full of stuff because I had a full a townhouse in the Moorhead and I got the job and then I drove the 10 hours or whatever it was. And then my
By
ex and
yourself.
I
By
no, no,
yourself.
no, well, my ex was driving
Okay.
the car. Or no,
Right.
she was driving my truck. She was driving my
Oh
truck
yeah. Okay.
to Philadelphia. So it was just me and her. And I got there and I was like, all right, we're moving in this first apartment. We're moving in. And then it was the size of a closet. It was there was no way. There was no way. And then I
But
was
you
like,
didn't
oh
read that. You didn't read that
no, it looked I mean the pictures
mentions.
a wide
Yeah.
angle lens. It looked huge or bigger. And then I was wrong. And then we went and got a hotel for like 3 days. Got towed, got my car broken into.
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't
like,
know that.
oh yeah, it was all within like the first week of me moving to Philly. I was like, welcome to Philly. And fast forward like, I don't know, 15 years later, I'm in Raleigh. And when I moved into my house here, I walk out one morning. I was getting up around like 5 to go train. And when I came back to the house around like 6:30, somebody stole my bushes. I was like, I
Ah,
was like, okay, so they break in your car, they tow your car in Philadelphia, but when I
yeah.
moved down to Raleigh, they steal your
I
bushes.
don't
I
get
was
it.
like, wow.
I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah.
At the place you are now?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. I walked out and it's like they used their garden tools. They had just dug them out perfectly. There was no mulch on the driveway, nothing. They just lifted them up and headed out. It was
And
funny.
you had just moved in?
Yeah, it had been a couple days.
Maybe it was the other owners. They're like, I planted these MFers, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it was new construction. So I'm like, what is going on? And they weren't even like high end bushes. They were just your standard run of the mill bush. And I'm like, okay,
I've never heard of that before. I
me
could,
neither. I was
yeah,
like, do I call?
rose bushes or something.
Yeah, I called the police station. I said, do I need to file a report for this? I don't really know how this works. And they just start kind of laughing. They're like, you can. I was like, all right.
So you did? And
Yeah, I did.
anybody
I
ever
did.
catch the mad bush stealer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, he's on a crime spree around Raleigh,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah. Yeah.
bushes from everybody, man. Um, yeah, but wow, I didn't know you went through all that. I knew you got towed. I didn't know you went through all that. Wow, you really all for 13,000.
13.
Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. You may do that now. Would you do that now? No.
I would, like you said, I would do more thinking. I would do
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
more
yeah.
thinking. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would do more thinking. I mean, you just pick up more responsibility as you move on in life. I mean, what are you, 25? What do you got to do? A lot of the time, anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's your training been like lately?
I box on the deck, which is where I am right now, if it's over 80. And I lift 2 to 3 days a week. So like today I was like, all right, I don't want to go to the gym because it's so nice out. And I just love that feeling of being real sweaty and tired. So I said, all right, instead of doing the Thai boxing where you finish every combination with a knee, do 10 2-minute rounds of just the boxing and do 20 push-ups in between each round. So that would get my chest workout in because I didn't feel like going to the gym.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I was going to do some chest stuff, some pressing. The problem is I mean, the good thing is when I do push-ups, my bicep tendon thing does not get irritated at all. When I
Right.
do machines and shit at the gym, it irritates it. So then when I
Yeah.
punch, it's irritated. I mean, it eventually warms up because I guess it's tendonitis, but um, so I mean, I think push-ups are great, man.
I love a push up.
Great for triceps and chest. So 200 push-ups. Um, and then I'll probably go tomorrow and do some back stuff. I usually do about 10 sets of back. And then if I come home and it's really nice, I may do boxing again tomorrow. And then I'll do one more day with like hammer curls or dumbbell curls.
Do you ride a bike anymore?
No, man, no. When I can box outside, yeah. And
Yeah.
it screws my back up, man.
Okay.
Sitting like that, it's fucking unnatural. It just screws my back up.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
watching two former NFL players talk about their backs. You know that not Barstool. They're sitting in a bus, bussing with the boys.
Yeah.
Will, he was a pro ball player and
He was at the Titans when I was there.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he nice to you?
Yeah. They were all nice guys. It was him and Taylor. They were all there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's how I guess that's how they know each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, he was saying, man, his back could go out like anytime. What, I lost you?
No, I'm coming back. I had a
Oh.
phone call come through.
Um, and there was another guy there that used to play for the Packers, and he said the same thing. He's like, his back could go out, but he still wants to go hiking with his wife and stuff. He's just like, nobody understands. Nobody understands. So you try to avoid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can you see me?
No.
Wait. Oh, we're back.
What was
Okay.
that?
I had a phone call, then I couldn't find the Zoom.
You're in charge of how many people? Uh,
Couldn't figure it out.
uh, what else were we going to talk about? We said before we went on.
I forgot. We should have wrote it down. You had a couple questions come in.
You did?
No, you did.
Yeah, but you said we had already talked about them.
Oh yeah. The 50K.
Oh yeah.
The
So
50K.
Christy was gonna said she called me one day. She said, I'm gonna do a 31-mile race. And I said, wow, okay. And you had a date and everything, right?
I looked at a
There
date.
was a date like you were thinking about.
There was a date I was thinking about.
Yeah. So knowing that she'd never make it to the date because she gets bored with shit and she doesn't like having a date ahead of her, she went ahead and did it on her own. Just randomly.
Well, it wasn't too random.
You planned on doing it?
I planned on doing it,
How
but
long do you train? How long do you train?
I think around 14 weeks or so.
Wow. Too long, man.
It is a long time. It's too long.
That run's
And
kill
then the
you again.
weekend runs got super long. They're like
Your
20
hips are already
miles.
messed up. You already had
Yeah.
surgery on your hips. You got to stop that running, man.
I'm done. I'm
Hey,
done. Nothing more than five. I'm done. I'm
and
done.
still, I'm telling you, that hard surface, you get off every hard surface. You can run on grass. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, think about it, man.
And it's not great. It's not great. Although I did not feel awful during that time.
Yeah, because you're still relatively young in the running, in your running life, you're still young.
Yeah, I didn't feel awful.
You're not like 110 pounds either.
No, I know. Oh, yeah, I'm 170 something.
I know those other girls are like little twigs and shit.
Yeah, yeah, so I trained for like 14 weeks and then I got to the middle of it and I was like, I'm sick of running. Because you have to take out like 3+ hours on the weekend to take these long runs. And I woke up
What?
on July 3rd and I said, I'm just gonna get up and run.
The day before the nation's birthday.
Yeah. And it was hot. The heat index that weekend was like the hottest week in North Carolina that on record that
Yeah,
year or
because it was
whatever, or
hot up
this year.
here and I'm 6 hours north of you.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, so it's around 7:30, 7:45. And I eat a banana, a couple bananas, and then head out the door. And I was like, all right. So I'm running, and it's getting hotter and hotter. And I think I get to about like the 18-mile mark. I've
Wow.
stopped off at like three gas
Wait,
stations.
wait, wait. You're going way too fast. So did you know the course already?
No, I had a couple of loops that I would take that were like
And you
10
knew how long they
miles,
were?
8 miles. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I was like, I'm just gonna run all over Raleigh. Like, the roads are endless. I knew I could go out and back 12 miles one way. I was like, all right, I'll do that.
Okay.
And then when I came back, I was like, I needed a costume change. I was soaked. And so then I came home and I changed my clothes and grabbed like a Coca-Cola and then started sucking that down. And then started running again. And then once the 18-mile mark, I stopped off at like two gas stations. I had to get a Gator Light and like a
You
Gatorade.
cramping?
Not at this
Just
point,
thirsty.
just thirsty. And I'd go into beer cave. I just walk straight in and go straight to the beer cave. And it
At a
was freezing
convenience
in there. It's
store?
like I just needed to
At a
cool off
convenience store?
at a convenience store. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And
Like
then
how many, you just
say
did
what?
one bear cave or more than one?
What I went to more than one beer caves and like I was stopped off at three gas stations. My last one, it was probably like I don't know, it was probably like 19th mile. And I was like, all right, you got like, you know, 11 more miles to go. And so I walk in this beer cave and I am struggling at this point.
Yeah, it's
And I'm like,
convenience.
it is so hot. It's like 12 o'clock by this point. And I'm like, it is unbearably hot. And so I go in there, I grab a Gatorade and a Gator Light and I just chug it. And then I go into beer cave and hang out there. And the cashier lady comes in. She was like, they're all southern and sweet. They're like, are you all right, baby? So you're making my nerves bad. You're making my nerves bad.
She
I'm
could
like,
tell you've been running, right? She could
well,
tell.
she goes, have you been playing basketball all day? I said, no, ma'am. I said, no, ma'am. She's like, you lift weights? I was like, I do, but unfortunately today I'm running. And she's like, out here in this heat? And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. She was like, well, you be careful. And so I hang out in the gas station for like another 5 minutes. And then I get that fountain ice, the crushed ice. I take it and I just shove it down my
Just
shirt.
ice. Just
Yeah,
ice.
just
Yeah.
ice. And I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. I start running. I had like another 2.5 miles to get home. because I was like, there's my vision at this point starting to get all blurry. And then every step I took, my calves would start to cramp. And
You're
I'm
starting to
like,
die. You're starting to
oh
die
man,
because we're
I'm
not meant
dying.
to do that. Yeah,
This
you're
is how
starting to
I
die.
die. And I'm like, so I get home and I'm like, you can't only run like these 21 miles and then stop and have to go and run this again. So like you got to get in the car. So I got in the car and went to a treadmill, and I finished the last like 8 or 9 miles
Great.
on the treadmill, and I
Wait,
was done.
how did you get the cramps to subside?
Well, on my way, I picked up another Coca-Cola. I had a Coca-Cola at the house. I got a bunch of salt, more carbs, and and then on my ride to work was about nine minutes.
So you
And
think it
I
got
was sucking it down and it helped. And then running in the air was a little bit better, but running on the treadmill is his own beast. So I was like, but you know what? The end, like it was 31-1. As soon as I crossed it, it was the most anticlimactic thing ever. I
really?
was like, all right, it's over.
Oh, you did it
And then,
now.
yeah, and it's not even like, you hit a PR, you're like, yeah, like let's go. None of that. There was no excitement. It was just like,
You survived.
okay,
You
yeah,
survived it.
it's over. Yeah. So now I'm
Now
back
here's what
lifting.
now you should test yourself in the 40 and try to beat that in like 8 to 12 weeks by doing
Yeah.
sprints and shit.
Well, yeah, I did start. I started running hill sprints again,
Oh
probably
yeah.
2 times a week, and then I'm back lifting. I was like, I got to get back to lifting.
Because you backed way off when you were
I
running.
backed way off, and I was like, oh man, I'm weak, weak.
I've never run more than 5 miles.
Yeah, it's
What's it
it.
like, man, when you get to like 15 miles? Like 15 miles? That's from that's a long way.
I mean, it does elicit a different feeling after than like lifting and all that, and that I do enjoy. But and then it allows you time to like process and
Yeah,
think and
I
like,
enjoyed it
yeah.
because I was thinking a lot, but man, I'm not thinking for 15 miles.
Yeah, I think you were pretty good for a good 5, 4 to 5, 3 to 5 tops. That's, I mean, what are we doing? I never again. I will say that again, never again. 31, I'm done.
How about people do that for a living, man? Marathons
I know it's impressive, but
and the
not
100
for me.
milers and all that stuff.
Yeah, not for me.
My
Nah.
father had a really good friend who used to do those ultras, and he would just shuffle. He would just, but he always finished. But his knees is never wrecked, wrecked.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, our bodies are going to be wrecked from lifting too, but I don't think as wrecked because at least you're stronger.
yeah.
Running just breaks you down, and I liked it, but it was just breaks you down. And now I see people running on the road, and I can feel their knees. You know,
Yeah,
feel my knees when I'm watching them run.
yeah. It's not
Just
great. It's
bone
not
on
great.
bone. Yeah.
It's over though. So back to
So,
lifting,
but so you don't know what's next?
lifting.
Why don't you do a bodybuilding show?
No,
Physique?
no, no. No,
Good.
not even no, no.
Goodness. Bench press
I
competition.
I was just I started lifting. I was like, all right. So I was deadlifting the other day, and then I'm like, I don't like my everything gets so heavy so fast, and I'm like, I go, man, this is heavy. I was deadlifting the other day, and I'm like, all right. So now in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be back up in the fours, and this is gonna be heavy, and I'm like, man. And then the squats, and I'm like, it's gonna get heavy soon. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. I know.
but that's
I
what
know.
you look forward to. You're not looking forward to that?
Yeah, because it just gets so heavy. I'm like, do I really want to put 450 back in my hands? No, not really. Do
Oh,
I want
okay.
to put?
Well, then go a different way. Do some circuits and get the hell out of there till the
No,
hunger comes back. And if it doesn't, it doesn't.
it's boring. Circuits seem boring to me.
All
I'm
right.
in between.
Something
Like it's
similar, like in and out.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, you burned out fast. How old are you? God
Um,
almighty, I did it to you, didn't I?
yeah. I mean, and then yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. It's been about a month now. It's been about a month. I'm still enjoying it, and so we'll see.
You're like, where do I go from here? Like, there's not like an ending that I'm searching for.
Yeah, like I don't have a
Like
number in my
what
mind. Oh,
for?
go
Like
go
what for?
deadlift,
Right.
530. I got no desire. Go squat 400. Ah, no, I'm all set.
Okay, so now you're just gonna do some stuff as a necessity then.
Yeah,
Dumbbells and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. So it'll be fine. Everything will be all right.
You don't have to go that heavy if you shorten the rest periods. 7 sets of seven, man. If you remember me and Chuck,
Oh
Trace,
yeah.
seven, I was using on a safety bar, I was using like 225, 245, something like that. Not counting
Yeah,
the bar weight.
yeah,
The bar weight is 45,
yeah,
But damn, you're doing all those reps and we were doing it. We do it like a pit crew, Grab
yeah,
the weight, put the other one, boom, boom, boom. We'd both be standing there and then you go. You don't have a choice. It's so freaking great, man.
yeah,
Be smoked and then go out and run the team and be all wobbly on my legs,
yeah,
because it was Sunday night. It was fun. Oh,
yeah,
where the hell
yeah.
you were? You
I
were,
don't know where I was either.
or you
I don't think I was ever gonna lift at night. I'm gonna lift in the morning. I'm gonna lift in the morning. Prime
Yeah, no,
time when I
I
was
am
at Penn
too.
was
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But it was a Sunday. I don't know why I decided. There were, you know why? Because there's like a 3 hour break
yeah,
in between dinner and practice or dinner and something. So I was like, let's make Monday Sunday and get the legs out of the way
yeah.
when
And
it's
practice was
cooler.
like 7 o'clock sometimes. And it's like, you
It was
waiting around
dark
all
out.
day
It
to
was
go to
dark.
practice?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Oh yeah, that's a long day. Sundays were long days. Not that I was
yeah.
doing anything hard, but um, yeah. I want to tell a story, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I'm gonna find out first before I can tell this story. I'm gonna tell you off the
I
air.
don't know. I can't. What is going on? Let's
What's going
see.
on,
I don't know. I can hear you, but it's like you weren't speaker. We're back.
man? Your computer is a real problem. All right, what else? We good?
I'm on my phone.
Oh,
I
you are.
think we're good.
Oh, it was your computer.
Yeah, because no, we were having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while, trying to do it. All right, till next time.
Till next time. See you guys.
See ya. Stop. Wait a minute. Stop.